Hello you lovely lot, and welcome back to my channel. And today it's time for another Etsy store review, and let's get into a bit of crochet. So we're going to be looking at a crochet store today. Loads of interesting things that are wrong with this store, so everyone that's going to watch this video today will learn something about this store, and it will probably apply to your store as well, even though you probably don't sell crochet. So let's get into this review, and remember, if you want a store review, all you got to do is put your store name into my comments and I will get round to checking your store to see if it's eligible for one of my YouTube Etsy store reviews. Let's get into it. Let's go. Okay, so here we are in Lydia Crochet Design. Well done. You're the winner of today's Etsy store review. And the first thing that I want to point out, there's 5 areas I want to look at in this store, and I hope that all of you take this information in because there's some really good stuff here to learn. 5 areas. The first thing to look at with this store, as we always do, is check how many sales the store's got, how many items the store's got, and when did it open. So it's 0 sales. It's got absolutely no sales. 57 items in. So something's going wrong here, isn't it? We're into 57 items, no sales. And let's go down to the bottom, and there's no date from when the store opened. But if we go to the back listing, we can get a rough idea, hopefully, of when the store opened. So let's have a look here and see when this store opened. And it is December 2023. So this is a fairly new store. And clearly we've got a problem. We're already 57 items deep in the store with no sales. So the first thing that I want to point out, and I noticed this as I was looking at the items, if you order the items by lowest price, we can see actually there's a handful of designs here that are not actual products. They're the patterns to create the products. Now let me be clear for this seller, this is an extremely lucrative area to be in. PDF pattern designs for clothing and bags sell very, very well on Etsy. So I would urge this seller to possibly, if they want to, set up a separate store and start selling the PDF downloads to create these items. Don't do it in this store. This store is primarily a physical product store, so let's keep it that way. Move the digital stuff into a new store, if of course that's what you want to do. So that's the first thing. Make this store a clean physical product store. Set up a digital store if you want to do that as well. Okay, moving on to number 2. Number 2, I'm sure if I move the listings here for everyone, what do you think the problem is if we look at these 12 items here? What's the big problem with the images that we see? It's, of course, quality of photography. All sorts of photographic sins are being committed here. So let's go through what the problems here are now. This is costing the seller conversions. So brightness in photography. Look at this listing here. It's too dark. This listing too dark. This listing too dark. Too dark. We've got this overarching repetitive theme of lack of brightness in the listings. Then on top of that, we've got another one of these fatal problems that so many sellers fall into. Partly this is Etsy's fault because they changed the orientation, the sizing of the photo slots to square from 5x4. So we've got all these listings that have the bottoms cut off, the tops cut off, this one here, the bottoms cut off, the tops cut off. It just looks really unprofessional when we're trying to create and build a brand. You can see here that there is the beginnings of something good here. There really is. This shop has opportunities, but it's being hampered and reduced in effectiveness partially by the lack of quality photography. So something that I would love this seller to do is bring models into these photos. Try and find someone to do some model work with you so that the primary photo slot, for example, this listing here, it's such a nice listing. It's a cute crochet foam bag. It's absolutely lovely. You know, it's like a crossbody bag. But when we look at the photos, there is absolutely nothing coming out to attach buyers to these photos. They're so sort of stale and dead when you look at them. Imagine these listings brightly photographed on a model. They'd look so much better, or on a table next to a model, just giving life and vibrance and and meaning to these listings to help them convert more. So definitely improve the photography, brighten it up, object front and center. Let's see if we can find a listing in here that's slightly better. See if there's something we can work with here as an example. So yeah, so here, immediately, yes, the bags are too far away. Yes, it's down too far on this one's too distant. But immediately when you bring models in, it just creates more life. I mean, look at this photo. It's got more life immediately. This is so much better. Just zoom in and then we've got a lively, vibrant shot. So there's an example that the seller can look at. So photography and video, really, really important. Now, next thing, number 3, make sure, and I think this is the first time I mentioned this on my YouTube channel, start putting infographics into your listing. So infographics are created in Canva. You can use Canva. Most people know what Canva is. So in here for this product, use a photo slot to create an infographic, which is the 5 highlights of the product. What are the 5 best things about it? Tell the customer in an infographic what the 5 highlights of the product are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that immediately the customer gets the highlights, the best bits, without then having to go down to the description and try and find them in there. We're trying to sell to the customer visually. So infographic, really quick way to get the 5 benefits or highlights across to the customer about the item. Right, next thing the customer can do, problem number 4, customer, seller. Next thing the seller can do, needs more items. This store needs more items. 57, let's improve the quality of the listings, as I've said, with the photography, the video, and also increase the number of items. So keep moving this store to 100. By the time you get to 100, if you do the things that I'm telling you today, you're going to make some sales. Some sales will come in. Tough work, difficult work, but it needs to be done. We've got to raise the quality of this store. So tip number 4, let's get this store to 100 items. Let's get more views coming in. Let's get a few sales on some of these items like the crochet phone bag, which I think is really cute. Number 5, the final part. This is so important to bring more sales. Imagine this phone case personalized. So there's a personalization option. It might be flowers. You might get a little crochet flower, or you might be able to get some initials on there on this bag. That is going to increase the desirability of this bag, and indeed any of the products in this store, if they're relevant for personalization, massively increases the chances of making sales, especially around birthdays and Christmases and anniversaries and things like that. So please think of personalization and giftability. So the second thing is giftability. Offer personalization and then offer gift wrapping so that someone can buy one of your lovely bags for someone they love, have it sent to them personalized and gift wrapped. This is what Etsy wants to see. Etsy spent $7 million, I think it was $7.5 million on their Super Bowl ad promoting gift mode. So we've got to be giftable. We want to be relevant, to be able to be gifted to friends and family and loved ones for the items that we sell. So if you want one of these reviews, get into my comments. I will look at your store. If it's eligible, I'll do your review. If you want to work with me, book in on the discovery call link in my product description. Discovery calls are free 15-minute calls where I go through with you how best to work with me to make more sales in your store. It's completely free. It's an entry into working with me as your guide, consultant, and mentor. Please book in if you need help. Don't guess, don't wait. I'm right here to help you. So I look forward to meeting you in consultations. I look forward to meeting you in the comments with whatever you've got to say. Let me know if you like this review, and if you want one, drop your store name. Thank you and good night.